What happened to the inhabitants of Teotihuacan? Note, the city appears to have actually been named Teotihuacan, meaning City of the Sun, rather than City of the Gods as the current name suggests. Teotihuacan was one of the first major cities in the Western Hemisphere. Teotihuacan's diverse population made it the second largest city in the world during its time. It was comprised of multi-story residential complexes built for a large population. Residential districts emerged in concentric circles around the city center. Consisting of thousands of single and family apartments, the city could accommodate up to 200,000 people. There were also Mayan and Zapotec neighborhoods. By 400 AD, the city had become the most powerful and influential city in the region. For centuries, the area was worshipped by Aztec pilgrims. In the 1990s, archaeologists focused on the city's underground tunnels, where apartments and buildings were found decorated with painted murals. The sheer diversity of the population of Teotihuacan is evidenced using artifacts and paintings found in surviving structures. In 750 AD, central Teotihuacan burned down after an uprising and civil war. They believed that many people from the north, fleeing the drought, invaded the lower valley of Mexico, now the state of Mexico, and attacked the city in the 7th or 8th century by looting and burning it. Recent evidence, however, seems to suggest that the fire was confined to structures and dwellings associated with the ruling classes. It is known that the destruction was concentrated on the large civilian structures along the Avenue of the Dead. Sculptures and palace buildings were destroyed. Evidence that population decline began in the 6th century supports the hypothesis of internal unrest. Theoretically, the collapse of Teotihuacan was caused by the destruction of its agriculture in 535 to 536 AD, following the eruption of the Lopango volcano in El Salvador, and climate change at that time. The effects were widespread, causing unseasonable weather, crop failures, and famines worldwide. This hypothesis is supported by archaeological remains that show an increase in the percentage of juvenile skeletons showing signs of malnutrition during this period. Famine, not war, was more likely the cause of the decline of the city. Most of their food came from agriculture, and they grew things like corn, beans, amaranth, vegetables, tomatoes, and tomatillos. In the valley of Morelos, Xochicalco was looted and burned around 900, and Tula suffered a similar fate in 1150. Many Mayan states suffered similar fates in the coming centuries. In a series of events commonly referred to as the classic Mayan collapse. The decline of Teotihuacan correlates with long droughts related to climate change between 535 and 536. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Also, visit our store for some unique items. The link is under the video.